And we're starting streaming. I
Yay!
know. Woo! What a good morning. What a good morning.
Wow.
Bum, bum,
Oh,
bum, bum.
you're singing even.
I know,
It
yeah,
must be a
I'm
really
working
good
on it.
morning.
Must be a hangover from a week ago with that crazy karaoke at Microsoft Production Studios. Anyway, this
Yeah.
is Office 365 Message Center the week that was, and you're with Daryl as a service and Daniel Glenn, and let's roll
Hola.
the intro. This is us.
Yep.
And we're not sitting in two identical chairs with a divide behind
Nope.
us this time.
We are not, and that's makes me sad.
It
We had a
does.
great time last week. It was recording the show or broadcasting the show was great, but then spending time together and having conversations with people from around the world and talking about what's coming in the world of tech. I mean, it was a good time.
Yeah. I never noticed, and you pointed this out in a tweet earlier, that there was a guy who walking past in a dressing gown or robe.
A robe, a white
Yeah.
robe.
And
Yes.
this happens in hotels, doesn't it, when people make their way to the pool?
But yeah, I guess. But what? Where was the pool? I don't. I didn't fully understand what was happening in that scene, but I remember looking over, and there was a guy walking past, and I'm like, wait a minute, he just walked right behind us.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Maybe he had something to reveal.
Wow.
Oh, no, nothing. Yeah, that's right. No, so that's what happens in hotels. Yeah. So look, thanks everyone for joining us in this delayed coverage. And sorry about the change in time zones, Daniel, and our US audience,
Yep.
because you've shifted to summertime. Yeah.
Yeah, springtime, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and we're still sitting in our daylight savings blah. Well, anyway. So this week we've got a couple of things to talk about too. So not just what's in the message center, but what is happening tomorrow.
Yep.
We have the scheduled recording of the debate that we held last week at
Yes.
Microsoft Studios, and that debate, if you remember, was that end users should be allowed to create their Office 365 groups. So I'm going to be, looking forward to seeing what our live audience has to say about that. It's really been quite a popular topic, and in general, the
Yep.
people involved and the people who were watching on the Fringe really enjoyed that format.
I think so. It was good to be part of it, and I think to see the different point of views and really what we thought going in came about when we talk about it's not a if I'm representing the IT pros, it's not that I have one point of view and everyone on that side has the same point of view and vice versa. So it was actually a pretty great time, and the studio was fantastic. And then having the audience, I guess, there was interesting to see their reactions and to see what was going on behind the scenes. But yeah, it was fantastic.
I'll have to flash up maybe. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm going to use that picture that Mark Cashman took of Christoph Feisinger, the father of groups, you might say. And I'll use that as our thumbnail. Yeah, I know,
Okay.
I know. Well,
All right.
let's sow that seed. A lot of fun. Hey, and we'll just say hello to people in the chat room as well. Where's my button for that?
I got your
Hey,
button.
come on, here we go. There you go. So we got Sandy. Hello, Sandy, and Stephen Collier and Sebastian. Hello
Yep.
to everyone there. Thanks for joining us. All right, so let's get stuck into the three messages. We must have been keeping people busy at Summit.
Yep. That's right.
Um, what have we got so far? Well, starting from the top, Daryl. Anyway,
That's okay. It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
What does matter is this really interesting announcement about updating the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint
Right.
online features. Uh,
Right.
just basically the general speed of it running. So when you're working out of the browser and
hmm
you're using Office Online, it's going to work faster.
Well, I don't know what it if speed is actually as far as it loading is going to be faster, but it's going to load in edit mode rather
Mm.
than view mode. So instead of clicking on edit and then having to do, edit in Microsoft or Word Online or edit in Word, it's automatically going to open up in the browser in edit mode, which, I think it is similar to what you would do with the desktop apps, right? When you open a Word document on your machine in full Word, then it opens an edit, right? You can edit. So I think it'll be interesting to see how people take this, because for so long when you opened up a file from OneDrive or SharePoint, it was always in view, not in edit. So it'll be interesting to see how people engage with their information, or if this becomes an issue. I don't think it will, but it'll be interesting.
Actually, that is a good point. So I did read this differently earlier. You're right. It is about going straight into edit mode, not about the speed of the service.
I'm sorry. Did you just say I'm right?
Yeah, of course I did.
Wow. Ooh, somebody write that down.
Yeah, I wrote that down. No, we've got it recorded. We've broadcasted across the world.
Right.
Yeah. So that experience, if people are used to hitting that read only mode, and they've got to say edit documents. I think there's actually Steve Collier says that they do face that a lot in his organization.
I think the question there is about PowerPoint. The one that Stephen mentioned there is, if it opens, in edit, and I haven't played around with this, but if it opens in edit, is it easy to start the presentation? Just hit and just go. Is it a one button start, or is it something that you have to go through? I don't know. I like this for Excel and for Word, but I could see PowerPoint being something where there would be a transition you're going to have to get used to.
Yeah, I had a thought about that too. I mean, the other thing, I think it's already been in place for a little while, but this lightbox experience, when you click on, you're actually looking at your library, and when you click on the document, it's loading the document over the top of the library underneath. That's not about speed of load, but it's certainly bringing that document to you faster.
Well,
I wonder if that disappears.
I'm not sure. It does say that it's already rolled out to targeted release, so I guess that's me. Is that you?
Yeah, why not? Let's try it out. Find a document. Sing me some hold music.
Surely this can't go wrong, right?
Nah, of course not.
Surely nothing can go wrong here with live demo.
This was perfectly timed. I've got some.
I just went in OneDrive, clicked on an Excel file, and it opened
straight into edit?
a new browser. No, it is in view mode.
Okay, so I'm about to open. Well, let's just try a Word document, because sometimes you get these changes happen, and then it's not necessarily with every. Okay, so here's what I mean, and we've been used to this already. That it loads up with that banner. Oh, what's this? You're using the new Word viewer. Well, it doesn't mean edit, does it? Hang on. You can read and share from here. To edit more, open the document in Word or Word Online. So it still feels like an extra step. Does that mean that they've put all this work into this new Word viewer, and now they're going to go straight into edit?
I don't know, Daryl.
Yeah. That was, I guess, a rhetorical question. Got it. We've got it. And are we in edit mode?
Yeah, that looks totally different. Are you sure you're not in edit mode?
Well,
click on somewhere.
Yeah.
That looks totally different, though, than my experience.
Now, to be honest, I've got it in magnified mode, so everyone in the audience can see it better. So let's just. Sometimes buttons disappear when you do that.
Yeah.
What have we got? Well, no, we've got this open button. So that says open in Word or Word Online. So we're not going directly into edit mode yet. Not in this targeted release tenant.
I had the same experience in Excel. It opened up in view, not in edit.
You know what? We're not even showing the people That's really, really cool.
You're not showing?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Daryl. So we opened it up, and we still have... What's that?
It worked for me.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For Word, not Excel.
Go back again. Here's my
But now I
operations
created the document create a new document there. Go to new up there.
I think I should do a new document. All right.
Sure, why not? Click on Word.
But new document's going to go straight to edit. Because...
Daryl, bear with me, all right?
Come on. Come on.
Here we go.
All right, let's step through it. Guide me through this process, Dan.
So just type something in there.
Something in there?
Yeah. All right, then click on Operations up there at the top.
Okay, so we're going back to our folder. Do you think it's only taking effect on new documents?
I don't know, because it didn't work for Excel, and I tried a Word document this way. So
here's my new document with the lovely eyelashes. Click on it.
See what happens.
Now that you're seeing this, people... yeah. Now it looks like it's going straight into that same mode where I go open.
Yep. It actually worked for me.
Okay. Well, it is about US first, so that's okay.
Well,
except when it comes to screening the Black Panther movie.
Wow. Zing.
Yeah, that's right. Kazing. Enough of looking at that, but so what do we expect to see? It goes straight into edit mode, and I could click my cursor in there and type.
Yep.
Okay. All right. No, that's cool, and it is just like we would open Word on the desktop. Very good. All right.
Yep.
We've got one of those really exciting messages. Oh, wait, hang on. There is something that I wanted to go back to and say about this. Whoops.
Oh.
I know.
Okay.
Chopping and jumping around. So, let's close this message. We have a column here that says Act By, March the 7th.
Yep. That was last week.
It is last week, so it should be out there. It was published on March the 7th. But what do I need to do to prepare for this change? Nothing. Nothing except tell your users, but nothing. So I still want that column to reflect something that means, yeah, I've got something to do rather than just tell people about it. And so I feel that's a bit overdone.
Yep.
Anyway, all right. Trust Center. Trust Center has an update. They've changed some subcontractors. Microsoft's been transparent about it, and not much more to say. Go and check out and see if this affects you, and if it's someone that you do or don't like to work with. I don't know. What is the purpose of this list, apart from being transparent about it?
I think that's it. Just being transparent so that you can know who's working, and if you don't like them, you don't want to work, that you can get out.
Yeah.
So it's just transparency. I mean, it's really just saying we're giving you this information, and we're willing to give you this information, and here it is. That's all.
All right, let's get on to the more exciting one, the last one, which is something that we've been looking forward to coming. What is that, Dan?
That's the SharePoint Online hub sites. So this is something that we've been talking about for a while, since I think Ignite even. It was announced and said that was coming. So, and at Ignite we coined the term Hubify, which is something that we started talking about, where a hub is any SharePoint Online modern site that then is you can take other sites and attach those to that site, and so then it inherits things like navigation and theme, so that you can create a central place for your sites. Now, the reason why this becomes important is we're creating all of these SharePoint sites with team. With every time you create an Office 365 group, right, you get a SharePoint site. So every time we do this, we create a site collection. It's not a site. It's not a subsite. It's a site collection. And so we've typically defined the navigation and theming and all that at the site collection level. And so to help with that, to help organize your sites, you can turn one of those site collections into a hub and then attach your other sites to it, hubify them, and so that they inherit those features. This is something that I think a lot of people have been waiting for a while and it will bring really that modern intranet to the masses. I think this is one of those capabilities that'll help with that. When we've been talking about subsites on SharePoint sites being bad for a while, as far as a huge hierarchy of them, and so now that we're automatically getting site collections, which are the kind of boundary for security and boundary for the theming and navigation and such, this is great. This will bring us to a point where I think we can bring some organization to that chaos a little bit. So,
yeah, that's the key piece for me, is being able to change that site structure when you need to. Now, what does it inherit again? It inherits the navigation from the hub site.
Right, navigation and its theme, and there's a couple others, but you're exactly right. This is a huge deal for moving sites around. Before, when you would have what we've been dealing with for many versions of SharePoint, you have a subsite, like you have your site and you have a subsite, and then you want to take that subsite and make it its own major site, right? Make it its top level site. Well, that was difficult, and there were some problems with that. And so now we're able to take any of those sites and make them a hub site and connect other sites to it. So reorging your site structure and your sites and organizing those is going to be much better, much easier to do with this.
Does it mean that you share metadata from that hub? If I connected a couple of sites and there was already some metadata structure in there, it would flow down to those new sites that have been connected?
So I don't know how it handles managed navigation with the metadata. I believe it does. And Sandy actually brought up a recent webcast where Vesa explained more in depth on the hub site. So that'll be good for anybody to grab, take a look at that. To really get in depth, that's not what we're trying to do on our show. Give you an in-depth review of hub sites, but there's a lot of tech there and I think that's why it's taken a while. In fact, it's not rolled out yet. I thought it was starting to roll out, and saw some tweets and said, "Hey, it's rolling out." It's like, well, if according to this announcement, it's actually not rolling out yet. It will be rolling out later this month for targeted release, and when it does, it's only rolling out via PowerShell. So you're going to only be able to deploy it via PowerShell. I believe, and I'm pretty sure that we'll have the ability to do it in the UI later, but I believe that's the way they're going to go. But so, yep.
Do you think it's going to be aligned with, or will it be released before? Well, it should be released before May, maybe?
Yeah, so May, end of May, we have an event called SharePoint Conference North America. And yes, the answer is yes. They're targeting for this to be released. I think it said mid-May to be out to everyone. So that would, I think they're wanting to have that done before that conference. I don't have any inside information or anything like that, but it seems like that's what they're trying to do.
So coming back to the Message Center and the purpose of it.
Yep.
It's interesting, isn't it, that we see a mix of how it is being used. There are things that we need to prepare for, so change. Things that have been released already, and there's the old, oops, we didn't tell you about that, sorry about that. There's the, hey, it's coming, and then there's the, hey, it's getting closer.
Yep.
Yeah. I know, it's good to actually say, yes, it's coming, and get ready and check things out. Yeah, I don't know. Is this a Message Center thing or just a blog post thing? What do you reckon?
I think for this is a new feature. This is a big new feature. At least that's what I'm trying to think a step back a little bit and think about product group and then 365 as a whole. And from a product group, this is a huge new functionality for them. So I would think they would want it in the Message Center, absolutely. As far as Office 365, I think it does have an impact in that, again, we're creating these groups which create all of these artifacts, including a new site collection in SharePoint, and we're able to, do a little better job at managing those as far as, clumping them together, hubifying them. So and I'm a SharePoint guy, so I would say yes, this is appropriate, but I don't know. That's just me.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know. We heard, like you say, we heard about Ignite. I'm excited to see it finally come and what sort of impact it has on organizations organizing their information into flat structures. So yeah, let's just check in with our chat room before we tune out.
Okay.
We've got a couple of comments there from so Sandy said that, hey Sandy, would you be able to share that link in the chat? And what we'll do is... I
don't think you can be able to share links in chat. I don't know.
If you can, then we'll grab it and drop
Please.
it in the comments, or edit the original post for this
Yep.
as something of show notes, which is something that people have been asking about. The other thing that people have been asking about, and I should have organised a poll, was that people would like to have this show broken out into an audio podcast. And I know you and I have been talking about that, so that I know we show some things, but we do talk about things. There's a number of people that want to be able to listen to us. I know, surprising, right? When they're driving to places and listening to commentary and catching things up. We certainly don't want you to be watching our webcast while you're driving, right?
Right.
No.
But you could just plug in and hit play and put your phone down and listen just like you could on a podcast. Yeah.
You're just thinking about all the extra work that would be for us. Fair enough.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Yeah. It's fun. Look, hey, thanks everyone for supporting us today and for putting up with the hour difference. We do hope to go back to the time relative to the States that fits, because we'll see. Just look out for that show when we do publish it, and say that the event is happening next week. And finally,
make sure you subscribe.
Yes.
Hit the button.
Well, it's usually over my left shoulder, but because we haven't sort of sorted out that new time, it'll be there. I'll add it to the show for people to watch afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'll also add the link to the debate that will be streaming tomorrow too.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's going to be
high quality. It's good stuff.
Yeah, far more. I mean, Microsoft have better studios for us for some reason. How does
just
that
don't
work?
compare? Yeah, don't compare what that looks like and the audio and everything. Don't compare that to this. They've spent a little bit more money on their technology than we are allowed to do. So,
and if you've got some ideas for the next debate, I reckon we could do it once a month. If we could catch you later, Seb. If we could, discuss these topics of the end user view and the IT pro point of view once a month, that'd be quite cool.
It'll be interesting. We need to talk about, how we do that. Of course, we can't get 8 people together and do that. I don't think. I don't know. We may be able to. Who knows?
We might have to reduce it down to 6, and we'll just rely on Microsoft Teams doing the active speaker switching.
Maybe
that might work.
So yeah, it'll be interesting.
All right. Well, that was regarding 365 the week that was, or episode 38. And tune in next week. Look out for that. Look out for that episode when we publish it.
Yep.
The live event for episode 39. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.
See ya.